Hi and welcome to this video from Snowdonia National Park, where today is really living up to its name and its title. It's been snowing, I've had to come through snow ploughs, and it got me thinking, wow, what do we go through as photographers? I'm at a fantastic location today. It's the first time I've been here, so let's have a little scope around the environment and we'll have a little discussion about why we take photographs in conditions like this. Welcome to this video from Llynau Mumbai, and I apologise to all the Welsh and all the Welsh speaking people around the world for my mispronunciation of that. It's a fantastic location. It kind of runs east-west, I guess. Snowdon is to the west of where we are in the middle. There's actually like a small peninsula that comes into the middle of the two lakes. Absolutely awesome location. And one of the things that I'll be doing whilst I'm here is I will be doing this during the afternoon, which is when most of us actually get out, starting the shoot about lunchtime, because that's when people kind of get out. So the sun's not perfect, so we'll see what we can do with the sun, although the weather front's moving through, the clouds moving through are absolutely excellent. But what I'll also do is stay for sunset as well. So we'll see, the sun should in theory set behind Snowdon. So I'm hoping for a good sunset, so stick around for that. There's supposed to be showers pouring through the valley today. So Snowdon itself is in the background in the distance. What I'm hoping for is to get some awesome images across the lake. There's a little bit of the lake down there as well, which I'll have a mosey down. There's some awesome rocks and a tree down. There is a house in the way, but I don't think that's too obtrusive. In fact, that farmhouse may add character and context to the final shots across the lake. But we've got Snowdon in the distance, so let's take a look at that and start composing some images. Yeah, further on from my point earlier about why do we do it, I mean, it's these kind of conditions that make for absolutely fantastic photography. It's a high contrast scene. We've got the white, we've got the blacks of the rocks, we've got the white of the snow, we've got the blue sky, we've got showers coming through. As I say, I had to come through snowstorm this morning, follow a snowplow, absolutely amazing. But what we've really got is great conditions for awesome photography. Why do we come out on days like this? It's snowing, I've had to follow a snowplow to get here, and I think it's the love of photography, and I think it's days like this that we can capture our best images. The sun's starting to break through now. I'm going to continue this conversation in a second, but let me just try and get some images down the valley as the sun breaks through. I've waded through marshland. My tripod and all my gear is now hovering above the water, so if that slips, we're all in trouble. My phone, which I'm using to record, is also balanced precariously on rocks by the lakeside. Okay, so I really like this composition. I've got the foreground rocks, I've got this reflecting at the bottom, the big slab rock with the rocks, but I'm going to try two things. The first one, I'm going to put a polarizer on. The second one, I'm going to put my 10-stop ND filter on, because I want to see if I can smooth out the lake and really try and pull out a reflection of Snowdonia in the background, or of Snowdon in the background, I should say. Okay, let's pop the polarizer on first. Magnetic, absolutely brilliant. Do you like the fingerless gloves, by the way? Absolutely awesome for days like this. Right, okay, magnetic filters are brilliant for this. But one thing with a lens hood, rotating a filter is a pain. Right, I want to do two reflection shots. One with maximum reflection. I've panned it out a little bit. I've now got it at roughly 32 mil, 1/200th at f8. Let's capture that image. Right, that's got a lot of reflection in the water. Got the rock reflected in the foreground as well, which is great. Right, so now let's rotate that and take the reflection out completely. So we've got a really dark foreground now, so dark. So one great thing about a polarizer, you can really control reflections so that you can optimize and maximize the foreground features as well as the background features. Right, so let's swap the polarizer for the ND1000. And you can see with magnetic filters how easy that is. Love them, absolutely love them. Right, as you can expect, now we have a black screen. Right, let's bring this shutter speed. Let's see what we can get. Ooh, interesting. Even with the 10-stop filter, we've only got 1.6 seconds. I have done an entire video on long exposures, so please check that out. I'll drop the link in the description below. But let's capture that. Right, I can up it to 2 seconds. And again, oh, the sun is starting to come through beautifully. Absolutely awesome. Let's see what that image. Oh, it's a little bit burnt out in the clouds because the sun came out just as I hit the shutter button. How does that work, eh? Right, but what I'm going to do now, I am going to up the F. Now, this is starting to get towards the weekend of the lens, but the sun's getting behind that cloud, which should help us. And again, coming back to why we are out here. I mean, it hasn't got above freezing today. The snow is on the ground. Everywhere's waterlogged after weeks of rain, and now it's frozen. It's taken me an hour and a half to get here, so an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe back if it snows very much more. So let's go with that. We've got 30 seconds at f/29, but it's pushed the lens right to its limit, but I suspect that it'll create some great lines in the sky. I'm just hoping that the sun stays away and we don't overexpose any of the sky. Fingers crossed. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, I really, really like that. It's not getting the reflection that I was hoping for, but it has got some really nice lines in the lake, and it's got a bit of movement in the cloud as well. That's a great position. It's a pity there's so much wind today, just creating those ripples. But what I'm going to do now is go on to another location around the lake and see what we can uncover. Okay, so the wind is starting to get up now, but what I really want to do, I've put my 10 to 18, so it's time to walk across the bog again. I've put my tripod in the water. There's these rocks, and because of the layer of rocks, even though it's a windy day today, and I will be back here on a windless day because the scenery is stunning, but what we've got is we've got this row of rocks which are creating a kind of a little pool in front of me, which is lovely, and there's so much detail in the sky, but what we've got in this pool is calmness, so we can get a stunning reflection of that. I've got it at 120, if I put it at f10, so that I can get everything in focus with the depth of field. We've got Snowdon right in the distance. We've still got a little bit of overexposure. The focus is absolutely excellent, really sharp going into the distance. My personal preference is when shooting on location like this and using the tripod, turn the image stabilizer off. You don't want it following the ripples in the water. I'm going to get wet. Oh my goodness me, I'm wet. Okay, that was always going to happen. Let's wring the gloves out. Oh, there we go. Oh, they're nice and muddy. Right, okay. Let's capture this image. Oh, I'm really liking that composition. We have to underexpose it quite a bit. There's a lot of detail in the sky, which is great right now. And we've got so much detail in the foreground as well. And to follow on from what I was discussing earlier in the video, why do we take photographs? Why do we come out? The temperature is really dropping quickly now. It's got to be below zero now. I'd have thought that's 0 centigrade, 32 Fahrenheit, I guess, if you're in North America. But it's actually so cold. Toes are getting cold. Everything, the wind is coming and going, so it's not too bad though. But it's worth it. It's worth it for the images that we can capture, the memories that we make, and that's why we do photography. Right, I'm just going to capture this image as well. The light is really starting to capture the scene now on Snowdon. Absolutely lovely. And whilst on location today also, I met one of my subscribers, absolutely awesome. He found my Rode mic, which I'd dropped out the car when I got here. So I'd walked all the way to the location, then I had to walk nearly all the way back to the car. Absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much for that. I stupidly forgot to ask your name. If you're watching this one, please drop a comment below. And next time I'm in Snowdonia, I'll buy you a beer or a cup of coffee, whichever you prefer. So yeah, we do a lot for photography, and I'm sure you as a photographer or somebody interested in the great outdoors and nature. And actually, it's absolutely stunning to be out here. This is another reason I truly love photography, because it gets me out into places like this. I see things that I wouldn't otherwise see. There's every chance I could have stayed at home today, watched TV, played computer games, done some of that kind of stuff. But actually, this is stunning. Seeing things in nature, and photography is a reason to get out, but it's something that I truly love. And I'm pretty convinced that you're watching this channel because you love it too. And one of the things that I really love about doing this channel, it gives me the opportunity to share my photographs. And I'm hoping that you enjoy those photographs. I'm trying to also share the locations and some of my tips on my photographic journey. So hopefully you're enjoying that as well. Please feel free to drop comments below, and please check out some of my other videos from the various locations, both here and abroad. Right, I'm going to set up for my next composition, so let's go. Okay, so the sun's starting to go down now. Let me get my hood off. The sun is starting to go down now. It's getting really cold now though. Wind's starting to get up as well. But you're starting to get some lovely colour in the sky. So at the moment I've switched back to my 18 to 135 lens. We've got the colour and the texture starting to appear in the sky now. We've got some lovely layers in the sky, and we've got some lovely layers in the hills as well. And with these foreground rocks really creating a really good differentiation between the reflection, the water, the lake itself, and then the sky and the clouds. A lovely composition here. We've got a 180th at f9 at the moment. Let's just capture that. The sun is just really taking that cloud there. It's so bright on that particular spot of the cloud. But we've got a beautiful reflection. That is absolutely gorgeous. Textures in the sky. Brilliant reflection in the flatness of this pool here. We've got the hill sloping us down, bringing us into the image. We've got texture in the clouds. Unfortunately, we haven't seen the peak yet today, but hopefully it's going to come out at some point, but I suspect not now. Getting a little bit late, sun's getting low, it's going down behind the clouds. So, sorry, it's going down behind the mountains. So I suspect we're not going to get to see the peak today. And the sun is setting now, and as you can see, it's absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely stunning. As it's gone behind, it's created a series of fantastic rays. I'm a little bit behind the curve right now because I've been taking so many pictures. The rays as it's coming through the hills is absolutely stunning. I've taken a series where the rocks are in the foreground, and again, the calm of the pool, as I've mentioned. I hope you agree, it's well worth waiting for sunset. Absolutely stunning. The colours in the sky now of those rays as they come up from behind the mountain, catching the underneath of the clouds. Absolutely phenomenal. I only hope that my images do it justice, I'll be honest, because it is absolutely beautiful, and this is why we do photography, right? This right here is why I do photography anyway. That scene, I would never have come out on a normal day and captured this scene. In the lake as well, although it's a bit ripply, there's some lovely lines in the lake itself. Absolutely beautiful. You get those rays emanating from what looks like the farmhouse. And I think we're nearly done for sunset now. Absolutely brilliant. If you've liked and enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. Like the video and subscribe to the channel. Your support is so much appreciated. I have had so much fun. This has been one of the best shoots I've done in quite a while. That sunset was lovely. And as I say, the app that I used predicted exactly where it would go down. I looked at the weather forecast to see which way the clouds were going. That's all you need to do. Use the app, use the weather. Absolutely brilliant. It's all in the planning sometimes, and it's really cold now. So I'm going to probably call it a day. Looks like the sun's gone. I don't think it's going to light any. I know you get quite a bit afterwards. Sometimes you get a little bit of light. Well, nearly all the time you get a little bit of afters on sunset. I'm not sure we're going to get very much more. If I do, I'll capture those images. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you soon.